How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be ranking all 30 Stage 1 Team Affinity Diamond cards, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, as you can see from this screenshot here, I do not have all of the Team Affinities unlocked. I have yet to try some of them out, but I have completed some of these moments, so I got a chance to see what they might play like online. And coming in at number 30, I think Paul Blackburn could be at the bottom 5 of the list right here. He just doesn't really have the right hits and K per 9 attributes in order to compete. Tristan McKenzie does have a little bit better hits and K per 9, but his pitch mix is not as good as Paul Blackburn, so take that for what it's worth. Joe Ryan, I think, does have some pretty good attributes. His clutch attribute is also up there. That plays a factor with runners in scoring position. It actually takes over that hits per 9. But he just doesn't have the pitch repertoire that I would like. He does have a slow changeup. That is pretty good, though. Coming in at number 27, Marcus Stroman. I think this card has some of the meta pitches like Paul Blackburn, but just does not have enough attributes to go along with it. He's also extremely short in the game, which can be tougher for the pitcher. Hunter Green at number 26. You could probably put that card a little bit lower, but since he has outlier, I would put him maybe at the top of those bottom tier pitchers. At number 25, we have Rhys Hoskins. This card is all around good, right? All of these cards are 97 overall. They're all playable. They're all pretty good, especially early on in the year. I would probably just prefer maybe a different hitter with maybe a little bit more contact, like this Ke'Bryan Hayes, for example. Just doesn't have as much power, but he does have maxed out fielding with 0 secondary positions. Tommy Edman is a switch hitter with a variety of secondary positions. Does have a pretty solid swing, lower power versus right, but he does have a good clutch attribute, so if there's guys on base, then he'll have contact against both sides. At number 22, we have Jorge Soler, and you could probably move this card up just a few slots. I probably wouldn't rank him in the top 15, though, just because he is more of a DH, but since we do have the DH position in Diamond Dynasty, I think cards like Jorge Soler have a little bit more value. At number 21, we have Wander Franco. This card is pretty good, switch hitter, solid shortstop. And at number 20, we have Eloy Jimenez. This card to me is another DH, but he does have a little bit more contact than Jorge Soler. I don't know, you could probably use him out there in left field. We do have Christian Walker at number 19. This card could easily be swapped with the other one. However, this guy can actually play an infield and outfield position. He has 99 fielding at first base, so he's going to make all the scoops over there. I think that does have some value this year, but ultimately, he's just more usable on defense. Adolis Garcia at number 18. Definitely not the greatest hitter. He does have 90s across the board in some areas, but I just would not personally like to use that card. However, he is probably like a 4.5 tool player. At number 17, Jeff McNeil, more of a contact hitter, but he definitely plays really well. Left-handed hitting second baseman. At number 16, we have Taylor Ward. I'm surprised they didn't give him catcher as a secondary position. If he had that, he would be much higher on the list. At number 15, Cedric Mullins, kind of in the middle of the pack. This guy does have a really glitchy swing. He's also a 5-tool guy. He doesn't have the highest clutch attribute, but contact and power in the 80s, that can be usable at this point in time, especially as your starting center fielder. Up next, we have Joey Meneses. This card is pretty solid all around. I think he's better than Christian Walker at first base. Just doesn't have the elite defense. At number 13, we have Charlie Blackmon. This card is pretty good. He does have 115 clutch, so if there's guys in scoring position, he'll have 115 against right and left in the contact attribute, so pretty solid all around. At number 12, we have Rafael Devers. This card always has a glitchy swing in the game. He does play third and first base. I think he has some value there in the middle portion of your lineup. At number 11, we have Bobby Witt. I think this card could be even ranked a little bit higher, especially if he had a little bit better defense. But he does have 122 clutch, so that's going to make a huge difference in the middle portion of your lineup as well. At number 10, we have Eugenio Suarez. This card has a really quick two-handed swing. I know his contact against right is not as high as some of these other cards in the top 10, but that card is always really good in MLB The Show. At number 9, we have another DH, Giancarlo Stanton. I guess you could put this guy out there in left field or right field, but he's just so slow that I'd probably just use him as a DH. But anybody with 100 contact, 100-something power, almost maxed out power, is really, really good at this point. And up next, we have Bo Bichette at number 8. This card could honestly be ranked a little bit higher, especially if he had better defense out there, 75 fielding. I feel like he's a little low for Bo Bichette, but maybe I'm off on that one. But he's a really solid player nonetheless. At number 7, we have Jock Peterson. This one might surprise you a little bit. You might have this card ranked a little bit lower. To me, I think he is ranked pretty low at number 7. Definitely the best first baseman out of this program. That's probably where I would use him, and that is where I'm currently going to use him. At number 6, we have Javier Baez. I think this card is really, really valuable, having infield as a secondary position and one outfield position. At number 5, Ronald Acuna. This card is really, really good. He does not have as many quirks as he has had in last year's or even the year before's game, but it's still a really solid option. Number 4, Christian Yelich. This card is a lot better than what I was expecting. When I saw his attributes, I'm like, wow, they really juiced this Christian Yelich card up, especially for the last couple seasons. I think he's had a couple down years. Number 3, we have Juan Soto. And this is personal preference, right? Might even rank Christian Yelich ahead of Juan Soto just because he's kind of more of a complete player. I like Juan Soto and his active quirks a little bit more. At number 2, the best starting pitcher in this program, we have Dustin May. I don't even think it's a debate right there. He is above and beyond every other pitcher in this Team Affinity program. And at number 1, we have Jeremy Pena. As soon as I saw this card, especially because I didn't have the 99 overall Jeremy Pena, the MVP from the World Series in last year's game, I had to get that card right away. He was my number 1 Team Affinity to seek out, and he will be my starting shortstop for quite some time. I also picked up the 99 overall Francisco Lindor, but I'm actually using that card at third base just because Pena gets diamond defense in his primary position, while Francisco Lindor gets diamond defense at both his secondary and his primary. But that Pena card does have good reaction as well, so I'm going to try it out and see how it goes. But mainly my goal for today is to grind out a couple of the other Team Affinities. I really want to try and get that Dustin May card. I also want to get the Ronald Acuna and Giancarlo Stanton. Those are really the main focused players that I'm trying to get right now. But as I'm kind of going through these diamond and gold packs, I am going to give you a team update here at the end. But also let me know what you think about my Team Affinity rankings. A lot of the times, people in the comment section absolutely destroy my opinions, which is okay. It's okay to disagree with my rankings and kind of how I view the players. I might, value certain positions a little bit differently than you do, and that's okay. But just let me know where you think I missed. Try to be respectful as well, right? It's only a game. These are just virtual cards we're talking about. And once again, they're all really good players, right? They're all 97 overalls. If I ranked your team's player towards the bottom of the list, but you really like that guy, then of course he's going to be the first one that you go after. And of course you can also increase some of these guys' attributes with a theme team and certain captain boosts and things like that. So those are certain things to keep in mind as well. I'm just kind of basing these cards off of their face value and what I think about certain aspects of their game. But this is my current squad right now. We do have Jock Peterson at first, and we have Jeremy Pena at shortstop. Those are the only 2 Team Affinities I've unlocked so far, but I am trying to get the guys I mentioned a little bit ago. I still have Buck O'Neil on my squad with the Negro League boost, and these guys play way above some of those pitchers at the beginning of the video, at least in my opinion. But that's going to do it. I'm College Lefty, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this Team Affinities rankings. Until next time, peace out.